Hello everyone, it's your friendly neighborhood headbanger Terry here. And I told you guys when I did my last mug show and tell that I would do a Christmas one. And I really tried very hard. I had to try actually very hard to wait until December to do it because I get in Christmas mode around the 1st of November and really in Christmas mode right around Thanksgiving. So it is December and now I can do it. So this is my Christmas mug show and tell, and I'm going to follow it up with a little bit of Christmas trivia. So yay. All right, we're going to start out with a classic for Christmas, and that is Snoopy. So this is my Charlie Brown Christmas mug. I also have a Halloween one with the Great Pumpkin and Linus on it. But this is Snoopy, and as you can see, he's got his completely decked out doghouse here. Sorry about my nails. Didn't have time to do them before the video. Actually, I probably did. I just didn't want to. And we've got Snoopy up here with a stocking on his nose. Not sure what that's about. Maybe Snoopy has had a little too much eggnog. But anyway, I think that this is really cute. And it says "'Tis the Season" on it, which is backwards for you guys, but that's what it says. And I love the fact that it's double-sided. I like double-sided mugs because that way, no matter which way you have it, you can still see what's going on. Now, the second side is a little bit different. You've got Woodstock, and you've got Snoopy looking up at the sky, and you've also got Charlie Brown on this side. So it's a little different. Okay, so that is my Charlie Brown Christmas mug that I really, really like. And let's see, this is one of my Starbucks Christmas mugs, of which I have about a bazillion and six, because I like to buy the Starbucks mug each year. And I actually like this Christmas mug more than I actually like going to Starbucks. So, of course, you have the little Starbucks emblem here, the little mermaid or whatever she is. I guess she's a mermaid. And you have this cool little candy cane stripe going down the handle. And you have all kinds of neat little Christmassy plants going on here. You've got the holly berries and what looks like maybe Christmas tree, like a fir tree type thing going on. And then that's followed along here on the back. Lots of little cool berries and leaves and stuff going on. So very festive. I haven't gotten this year's yet, so that's something that I need to slap a mask on and go do. This one is from Bones Coffee Company. And I like Bones because they really have the coolest mugs. I'm hoping you can see this, but right here you can see that there is a narwhal. And right below the narwhal there is a skeleton, which is always on Bones coffee cups, in an elf costume. So without actually coming right out and saying it, they have made the scene from Elf where Buddy is leaving to go to New York and saying goodbye to Mr. Narwhal. So there you have it. There he is. And the mug itself is hand thrown. It's actually very pretty. No two of them look the same because of that. So it's actually a very nice mug, even without that. And so there you go. There is basically an elf scene from Bones Coffee. And their Halloween and their Christmas mugs are always a hoot. So thought I would show you that one. They're not cheap either because they're hand thrown, but they are nice. Alrighty. The next one is it came in a set that Bill got me, and there were two of each. There were two of these red ones, and then there were two green ones that had Santa on them, and neither one of those I could find because they're probably in the dishwasher. Don't tell anybody. Anyway, this is the snowman one, and it is so pretty. We've got our snowman here with our little plaid scarf on, and we've got our little Christmas tree next to it, a little bird perching on one of his arms, and another one on this side. And again, this is a two-sided one, so that's nice. I always like that. And of course, he's got his little hat on too. No word on whether or not that hat allows him to get up and walk around, but I think that's kind of cool. Also, one of the things I like about this mug, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it very well, it has a lip. It has a little lip right there. I like mugs that have that because I think it makes it so that you don't wind up dribbling coffee or whatever hot drink you're drinking down the side of the mug as much, because I hate that. I hate that when that happens. So that is this one that Bill got me for Christmas. And the other ones that Bill got me, he got those for Christmas. These came for my birthday, which is in January. So I liked both sets, and he took care of that. He got the plaid ones for me for my birthday. So here is the red and black buffalo plaid. Again, it's got that same little lip right there, which I really, really like and think is really cool. And he also, with that set, there were 2 red and 2 green. This kind of reminds me of a Scottish plaid, like a black watch kind of plaid. And also has the little lip right there, which I thought these were just so cute. And I use all of these mugs all the time. The one with the Santa and the snowman, and the plaid ones. I just think they're awesome. Okay. This mug I really like for a couple of reasons. One, it's very Victorian looking, and we are celebrating Victorian Christmas this year, if you remember from the ornament video. So I really do like the look of it, and it's big. It is a big honking mug, and I like that. I would say this easily holds 16 ounces. And quite frankly, I think if you're getting a mug that holds less than 14 ounces, you're just not taking your coffee drinking seriously, or your hot beverage drinking seriously. I find so many mugs I think are really cool looking, and they're like 12 ounces or 11 ounces. I'm like, why? That's just a tease. Anyway, but I digress. So we have Santa here in the front, and I love his little pants here. They're adorable. And then we've got his pack, and we've got a tree here and a tree here. And then we come around and have a couple more trees here, and we're back to Santa again. Again, this is a double-sided mug, which I really like. I found this series of mugs. I have a couple more I'm going to show you. Well, I think, no, just one more, actually. I found this series of mugs at the Christmas Place, which is a place about an hour from where I live, in a little kind of like resort town called Gatlinburg. Well, it's right outside of Gatlinburg in a place called Pigeon Forge. And they have, the Christmas Place looks like a big giant house. But what it is it's different Christmas stores just sort of patched together. And the outside of it looks like almost like this little village, but it's all one building. And everything you can think of Christmas related is in this place. I could live there. I could like just spend a whole day there just looking at things. And almost have. But these mugs came from there. And so there's this one, and I got another one in the series that is a snowman. So there he is. He looks like not a lot like the other snowman I had, because he's got his wonderful little scarf on. Is there a bird perching on him too? There are 2 birds perching on him. What is this thing with birds perching on snowman arms? I guess that's what you get when your arms are made out of branches. Anyway, so he also has the little hat on. And he has little trees around him as well. He's also 2-sided. And as you can see, it's and some presents here. It's, like I said, very Victorian looking. So I really like that look. And I'm getting too many mugs in front of me here from where I've been putting them in front of me when I'm done. I'm going to have to switch around a little bit. This mug is gorgeous. It's also a very Victorian looking mug, and it has a really cool story behind it. I call this my miracle mug. And I got this from Hobby Lobby, and I was in Hobby Lobby one day. I think this was last Christmas, maybe. And I saw a mug like this and another mug that said Noel or something like this. They all have a word on them. And this one's Noel. I'm sorry. I think the other one said Rejoice or something. And I wanted this particular style because there was a cardinal on it. And cardinals make me think of my mom, who passed away in 2017. And so I wanted this one. And I picked up one, or I started going through the mugs, and the only one that had a cardinal on it had a chip in it. And I was like, oh, shoot, I don't want a mug. Obviously, I don't want a mug with a chip in it. So I picked up one of the other ones that I knew did not have a cardinal. None of them had a cardinal on it except the one that was chipped. I picked it up and thought, okay, I guess I'll take this one instead. And lo and behold, this is the mug, and it had a cardinal on it. And I swear to you that none of them had cardinals on it before. And if that gives you chills, then you and me both. So obviously I bought this mug, brought it home with me, and this is my miracle mug. I love this mug. It makes me think of my mom. It makes me think that, maybe mom's keeping an eye on me. I don't know. If she is, she's probably saying, Terry, go clean the house. All right, so that's my miracle mug, and I love it. This, I don't remember where I got this mug. I've had this mug for a very long time. And this mug is basically just sort of calling your attention back to what the real deal is. It's backwards to you, so I'll read it. And it says, Jesus is the reason for the season. And it has that in kind of a little gold type print. And it has holly berries all around it. And it's just a really sweet mug that sort of, it is an 11-ounce mug. And I mean, I know I just went off on that earlier, but when it says this and when it reminds you what Christmas is all about, it's okay. Totally okay. All right, let's see. I'm actually coming down the home stretch, amazingly. Let's see. This mug is a mug from a company called Spode. Spode? I don't know. You can correct me in comments. But this is a very common Christmas theme that they have. It's their Christmas tree theme. And they have plates with it. They have saucers with it. They have trays with it. They have almost everything you can think of with it. But this is their footed mug. And I really like footed mugs. First of all, they're much easier to handle than little tiny coffee mugs that you get with china sets and stoneware sets like this. And secondly, I just think it looks really nice and elegant and kind of stately. But it is definitely easier to pick up and hold than the little tiny cups that you think, if I squeeze it too hard, it's going to break. This is not a double-sided mug, which is kind of depressing. I think that if a mug's not going to be double-sided, that it should have the thing on the outside. The majority of people are right-handed. No offense to you lefties out there. But as I pick this up with my right hand, the Christmas tree is facing me. Well, I already know there's a Christmas tree on it. I think it should be facing outward. Of course, if I were a lefty, that would be taken care of, and it would be facing outward. So, yeah, things that annoy Terry. Anyway, let's see. This is a really cute little mug. I have used it as a soup mug, but it can also be a coffee mug. It's a little Santa, and his little nose is sticking out right there, his little red nose. He almost has a Rudolph nose. It's got a little candy cane thing that goes around to the back. Again, not a double-sided mug. So I have to be a lefty in order for you to see it when I'm drinking out of it. But it's wide and kind of deep, so you could do soup in it, or you could do coffee or hot chocolate or whatever you want. You could go either way with that. And I got this at a grocery store that we have in this area called Ingles for, I don't even know if it was $4. I think it might have been $3.99 or something. And I also got one that is brown and made to look like a gingerbread man face. And it also has a little nose that sticks out. I don't know where that one is. That one might be in the dishwasher. I don't know. So let's see. Let me put that there. And I'm going to get up close and personal with you now. This is another Starbucks mug, and I really, really like this one. This is meant to look like their large to-go cup. So like if you went in at Christmas time and you got their Christmas cup, which I'm so thankful this year actually has things on it. Does everyone remember the year where Starbucks only decided to do like this gradient red and nothing else? And I'm like, it's not that I find it offensive that there's nothing Christmassy on it. I just feel like you're trying to give me a drink in a really expensive red Solo cup. Put a little effort into it. So they did. This year's cup was actually really, well, this is not this year's cup, but the cup for this particular year was actually quite nice. And so you have got all kinds of neat things. You've got an ornament here. You've got a bird. Maybe that's your partridge in a pear tree. Who knows? And you've got the mermaid creature, whatever she is. I'm just going to say mermaid. And you've got a little mitten here and a star up here that says wish, and a little ornament here that says happy. And then as always, they put the fake little thing here, like you could check it off, like whatever size or whatever make or whatever. I think that's so funny that they do that. So anyway, that is another Starbucks mug. And let's see, I think I have one last one to show you. Ugh. And I had to reach for it. Sorry about that as I reached over you. This is also a Starbucks mug, but this is probably one of my favorite mugs that I own, Christmas or not. This has such a cool shape to it. It's almost it's kind of like a squat, wide shape. Not quite big enough to be a soup bowl, but it's a very comfortable mug to hold. And it has a nice wide flat bottom so that when you set it down, it's not going to wobble and you don't have to worry. If you're too close to the edge of the table, most of it will probably land on the table, which is good. And so you've got Chica here on the front. I need to name her. I'm going to name her, what can I name her? I'm going to name her Barbara. Okay, this is Barbara. Anyway, you've got Barbara on the front here. And you've got all these cute little gold leaves going around. And you've got the Starbucks name going up the side here. And more gold leaves going around. It's not insanely Christmassy. It is festive. But I like it. I just like it because of the shape of it. And it's got a really good feel to it. And not double-sided. So again, if you're right-handed, only you know you're using Starbucks. Well, it's probably on the bottom here. Actually, it is. So, anyway, that is most, let's see, I think those are most of my Christmas mugs. There are a few that are not out, probably because they're not clean, because I drink from my Christmas mugs year around. And the reason I'm moving them around is because I have some Christmas trivia for you guys. I collected a little Christmas trivia that I thought you might find interesting if you stayed with me this long. And let's see, I've got to put my old lady glasses on because I can't read without them. There. Do you look smart? Well, we'll just pretend, okay? All right, so Christmas trivia. I have 12 of them for the 12 days of Christmas because I thought this through. Probably too much. Okay, number one is that the minimum size of the Rockefeller Christmas tree, the minimum it could be, is 65 feet tall and 35 feet wide. I want you to think that through for a minute. My house is probably about 75, 80 feet long. So the height of the tree laid down on its side would take up most of the length of my house. 35 feet wide is wider than my porch that's on the side of my house, my screened-in porch. So that is a big honking tree. And that is the minimum size it can be. A lot of times it's larger than that. So that's ridiculously large. That is a big tree. Number two, White Christmas, which is the best-selling Christmas single of all time, and for a while was the best-selling single of all time, was written by Irving Berlin, who is Jewish. He does not celebrate Christmas. So that is really very interesting. Number three, Christmas comes from the Old English term that means Christ's Mass, or the Mass of Christ. So when you say Christmas, you're literally saying Christ's Mass. Now, I realize there are a lot of you out there who celebrate the secular side of Christmas, not the religious side, but that is the origin of the word. It's in the name. Okay, number four. In 1848, Queen Victoria put up a Christmas tree at Windsor Castle, therefore starting the tradition in England of putting up Christmas trees. It apparently had not really caught on until she did it, and you know, when your queen does it, then you can do it. Hey, why not? So when I have Victorian Christmas, as I am this year, I am literally going back to basics with Queen Victoria. So there you go. Now, also, some of these facts, I'm got these from, a source that may or may not have completely and totally researched all the way through. So if some of them are wrong, I'm sorry. It's all good. All right. Here's another one about the Rockefeller Christmas tree. Number 5, the trunk of the Rockefeller Christmas tree is given each year to the U.S. equestrian team so that they can use it as an obstacle in their course. How cool is that? How awesome would it be to jump the trunk of the Rockefeller Christmas tree on a horse? That would just be crazy. Okay, number 6. During the holiday season, Lego sets sell at the rate of 28 per second. 28 per second. That is mind-blowing to me. I mean, I like Legos. I think they're cool, but it's just mind-blowing to me that they sell at that rate. Okay, number 7. Christmas was outlawed in Boston from 1659 to 1681 because the Puritans were concerned that the festivities were not pious enough. Yeah. I just got to tell you right now that I am happy that I'm born at a time that didn't involve Puritans, because I would have been their worst nightmare. I'm sure they would have labeled me a witch and just sent me to live out in the woods or burnt me or something, especially when they heard, Metallica going on. Okay. Number 8. If you counted up all the gifts received in the 12 days of Christmas, um, adding in the fact that they repeated themselves every day, like they gave you 4 calling birds every day and 10 lords of leaping every day, you would receive 364 gifts in total with a lot of repeats. I mean, a lot of repeats. Do you really need 9 ladies dancing? Well, I don't know, maybe you do. But do you really need 10 drummers drumming or 10 lords of leaping? Who needs that? I don't think you need 11 lords of leaping, or maybe even, you may not even need 1 lord of leaping. I don't know. All right, let's see. Where are we? Number 9. I like this one. St. Francis of Assisi created the first living nativity in 1224 AD in order to teach his followers about the birth of Christ. So this is classic educational theory. You always start out with the concrete, work to the abstract. Well, you can't get much more concrete than a living nativity. So, good job, Francis. All right, number 10. The use of the letter X in Merry Christmas, as in Merry Xmas, is not meant to be offensive. The first letter of Christ's name in Greek is Chi, which is written like the letter X. So basically what you're doing is, in the Greek, you are abbreviating Christ's name. So you're still saying Christmas, you're just using the first letter of his name in Greek. I knew people that thought that was offensive, but that's the story behind that. Okay, number 11. The Nutcracker, a now beloved Christmas ballet, flopped when it premiered, and Tchaikovsky did not like it. It was not one of his favorites that he wrote, which I find very funny, because now the Nutcracker is performed the world over at Christmas. Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies is considered, Christmas music. So yeah, that's kind of funny. You never know. You are always your own worst critic. So you never know what's going to take off and be a big hit. Number 12, last but not least, in Caracas, Venezuela, and maybe not now because Venezuela's had a lot of issues in the last few years, but at one point, in Caracas, Venezuela, people would head to Christmas Mass on roller skates. I would pay to see this, quite frankly. My daughter and I were talking about this and kind of laughing because, what would happen if you just had some crazy kids zooming in and out among the other people, and then, people didn't make it to Mass because they had fallen and broken something, and, half the congregation was at the hospital getting a cast or something. So, that was just a bizarre thought. And now I'm thinking about when I have gone to Christmas Eve Eucharist at the Episcopal Church, which is kind of like a Mass. It's a lot like a Mass, actually. Just people coming in on roller skates and, shoving elderly people out of the way and all that sort of thing. And I'm just thinking, wow, that would be so bizarre. Anyway, I hope that you guys are well and that you are enjoying doing holiday things. And, I hope you guys are going to have a Merry Christmas or a Happy Hanukkah, which I think starts in about a week. A little over a week, I think. Or a joyous Kwanzaa, or whatever it is you celebrate. I'm all about saying the thing that you celebrate. I know that for a while we were on this PC trip where we were just going to say happy holidays. If you're trying to be inclusive, you aren't inclusive when you sanitize everything by just saying happy holidays. Say what you celebrate. I will not be offended. I will be thrilled that you thought of me and thought enough of me to wish me happiness in the belief that you have. And in that vein, I wish you a Merry Christmas. I will probably see you again before Christmas. Hope you guys are happy and safe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.